Hello, 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 everyone. How's it going? It's a beautiful Sunday night. Coming off the afterglow of an absolutely crushing, dare I say, boring, humiliating Chiefs victory. My goodness. The Chicago Bears, man, didn't even show up. Did not show up for that game at all. That was some crazy shit. Well, I'm here, despite getting used and abused by my daughter still. And hey, I know it's not 8 o'clock, but better late than never, right? At least I'm here. Gotta unwind. I gotta de-stress from my super relaxing weekend. It's been great. Have children, they said. So, yeah, I'm here. I am chillin'. So, on tonight's docket, I am leveling a Decay Occultist. How weird is that, right? Maybe I'll let you see me now. Hi, I'm here. Yeah, so leveling a Decay Occultist. That is actually going really well, oddly enough. I'm mostly using Decay from the Chalice of Horrors, which is a shield that I've used to level with on multiple occasions. It is a ludicrously underrated item, in my opinion. It's extremely common, so nobody really pays it any mind, but this is an amazing leveling item. Like, I'm level 50-something, 56, and I'm still just, like, crushing content. Granted, it helps that I'm, you know, I have some bonuses to, like, chaos damage and stuff that buffs this up, but if you just kind of support it and use Despair as your curse, which lowers chaos resistance, you're good. Good gosh darn. Well, hello, sir. Pimped by 10 attendings tomorrow. That sounds terrible. Sounds like a normal day, but it still sounds terrible. Thank you for your continued support, man. I appreciate it. 21 months. Almost 2 years. I've been doing this 2 years? Shit. Oh, man. I guess it's probably coming up 2 years then, huh? Wow. Doesn't seem like that long. Probably because there's been some pretty substantial gaps. Well, how are you, man? How's that new job going, by the way? I know I asked you that when you were like a couple days in, but now you've gotten to settle in a little bit more, so maybe have a more educated take on how things are gonna go there, huh? Hopefully life is good. Alright, what do I need to go back to Act 7 and turn those things in. I've just been zooming, man. I'm zooming. Yeah, Sarah Mir, please give me my skill points. But yeah, it's very rare that I, like, get bored watching Chiefs games, like, when they're, I mean, ever. Like, I'm a huge Chiefs fan. But today, like, 34-0 by the end of the first half, they just, like, ball stomped the Bears. That was a freaking embarrassing game. You know, all the crazy thing is, like, all those guys are professionals. Like, those are, you know, the world's best athletes. And they just got smeared on a national stage. Like, that is humiliating for them. Okay, what do I want? Jade Flask, perhaps? Why don't we go Granite? Yeah, skill points. Give me all the skill points. This build is super skill point hungry, oddly enough. So we'll go there. One more before I fill out my cluster jewels. That is pretty cool. Then I think after that, I'm gonna come... So I have this... I'll show you. I have this really weird setup here. Where I have this, Timeless Jewel that basically makes all these skills do nothing. So Price of Glory. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. There we go. That's a little bit better. So these, like, do nothing with the Elegant Hubris Jewel, but these give me minions deal 80% increased damage, which, as you can see here, I spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points to get 320% increased damage. So that's an average of, what, 24 5-ish% damage per node. And then this also lets me get a mana mastery, which is baller. So I have 12% mana reservation. The problem with this is that I have to anoint that to make those worth a shit to this build. So that eats my anoint, but that's okay. For that sort of damage boost, I will take it, because there's not a whole lot of ways to scale decay damage. And that's a pretty big scaler. So we'll take that, and then I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of tattoos to make my skill effect duration of Stormburst go, let's see, there, go over 6 seconds. So it has to, if you increase it in multiples of 0.4, then you get an extra damage boost. So let's put that another way, because I am a native English speaker, believe it or not. Your damage increases in increments of 0.4 seconds, because that's the base duration of Stormburst. Why that matters, you may ask? So, if you've never used Decay before, here, I'll show you what Decay says. So, supported skills inflict Decay on hit, dealing blah blah blah. So what this doesn't say is that Decay is a weird-ass skill, and basically takes on all of the sort of odd properties of the skill, if any, of the skill that it's supporting. So in this case, it takes on the exploding orbs deal 75% of skill damage for each 0.4 seconds of remaining duration. So the long story short is that for every 0.4 seconds you gain of duration, you gain 75% more damage on Decay. So this 435,000 DPS, since we have 6 seconds of duration, you actually multiply that by 15. So this is actually like 6 million DPS. And it lasts fucking forever, because Decay has an 8-second duration, and we have what, like a, what did that say, 5 times modifier for 40 seconds. If you just tap something with Storm Blast or Stormburst once, you get 40 seconds of 6 million damage per second. That's some WTF kind of damage. So we're gonna test that out, and I'm pretty close to that. Pretty close. I really need my Shaco to do that. So level 68 is go time. Let's see. So in theory, this build is gonna kick some serious ass, but we'll see if it actually does. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it survivable. I do not know that I have come up with that solution just yet. Asmiri Shrine, I don't want your fucking necklace. Okay, that can go away. Just gonna clean my inventory out here. There's not much in it to begin with, but gonna do that and go back to zooming. What did I just put in there? Oh, silver coins. Okay. So yeah, you'll see what I mean about, okay, let me make sure. While I'm thinking about it. Silver coin. Making sure I got all of these quest lines done. Okay, sweet. Back to Act 8. Yay. Yeah, you'll see what I mean about cruising through the game. It is pretty slick with that Chalice of Horrors. And for the record, if I had gone with my Pathfinder that I had originally planned on lead starting with, this is what I was going to trade for one of these, like, straight off the bat. Oh yeah, the other thing that I'm doing is a cool little trick that you can do with Herald of Ash. And, oh shit, what is it called? Is it still called Profane Bloom? Whatever, the Occultist pop skill. So, Herald of Ash will make everything explode and burn based on the overkill damage. And generally, the overkill damage, if you're pumping Chaos skills, the overkill damage from the pops is a lot. So, things actually take a huge amount of burning damage, and they chain explode very easily. As you can see there, I just, like, clear the room with one cast. So I don't think I'm gonna be using that in late game, though I might. I don't know. I might just have enough chaos damage where I don't need to do that, and I just chain clear everything anyway. You know, and I think I'm probably gonna be better off using the mana reservation for something else. But I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm very worried about how sustain will work for this build. Like life regeneration and stuff. So I think I'm gonna need a lot of auras. Please stop chasing me so I can level my gems. Clicking till tomorrow. There we go. So since last I saw you, all of your lovely digital faces. Oh, you know what? Y'all gotta tell me I'm using the wrong freaking thing. There we go. Scene. That's the word. I got all carried away with my path of building nonsense there. Sorry. Anyway, so on Wednesday, actually, as I was streaming or right before it, we had a meeting. And by we, I mean the entire medical staff of the hospital that I work at had a meeting. And at that meeting, the bombshell was dropped that apparently our hospital is going to be partnering, quote, partnering with some other entity that is active locally. And I say it that way because one of those entities is rumored to be HCA. So it's a, you know, it's not a local entity, but it's, you know, a healthcare corporation that has business in the Kansas City area. So that is obviously big news for a lot of reasons. Probably less big news for us, most likely, since we're an independent group. But it did make me want to talk about corporate medicine and how that generally works, or doesn't work, as the case may be. Because that's actually sort of a huge trend, and I would argue problem, in healthcare currently. And I'll also sort of go over what that means for me and my group in particular. So yeah, that was big news, and we've kind of been talking about it. So overall, it actually sounds good. Oh yeah, so I use Blight for single target damage. Hey Gucci, what's up, dude? Long time no see, brother. How are you? Hopefully all is well. Yeah, so I just owned the shit out of that fight. That was cool. What are you up to, man? Yes. Yeah, the Bears were, that was not much of a game. I was saying earlier that it's not very often that I get bored with Chiefs games. And, like, that was exhilarating for, like, the first half, and it was just kind of sad in the second half, honestly. Like, the Bears played so badly. It was just unbelievable. I mean, didn't Justin Fields had, like, 20 yards of passing going into the fourth quarter or something. I mean, that is just nuts. Like, the Chiefs are a really good team, but they're not that good. No team is that good. The Bears just, like, stomped themselves all day long. Story of my life. Yeah, dude, totally. One of my friends in town is a you know, born and bred Bears fan, and he went to the game, and he's just like, I am so ashamed right now. This is so bad. Yeah, the Bears are definitely, I'd say they are well into joke status with a game like that. That was terrible. Oh shit. Oh, I got nuked on that one. Turn my Herald back on. Yeah, I don't know, like, where did that come from, though, man? Like, I've honestly, like, I'm a Fields believer. I think he's a pretty good player. I mean, he doesn't have anybody around him, which is obviously a huge problem, but... Did I get the Ankh? Yeah, good. Yeah, it's just so crazy to me they can't, like... I mean, there's some, you know, good free agent pickups. Like, they should have been over backwards to get DeAndre Hopkins or something. Like, You know, he's asking for way, way too much money, but still, like, that probably would have been worth it to have. Just somebody for him to throw to, man. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, people think the Chiefs' wide receiving core is bad. Damn. Like, at least they've got Mahomes throwing to people. Yeah, they did regress in every aspect. I agree. They look terrible this year, man. I thought they, like, might be a legitimately, like, okay team this year. Like, I thought Fields was going to be better. You know, like, his reads would improve, and he'd be, like, just sort of, his, like, the mental aspect of his game would be sharper. But that certainly does not appear to be the case at all. Like, if anything, it seems like he's kind of, like, he's taken that explosiveness out of his game. And so now he just has nothing. Like, he's the same as he was in terms of, like, bad reads, but he's not running the ball and, like, dominating people for 100 yards a game. Yeah, people blaming each other. Yeah, exactly. You know what's bad when your quarterback is, like, coming out in public and saying things about the coaching staff. Like, that's never a good look. Especially when your quarterback's a second-year player. Like, dude, you better shut your mouth. What happened with the defensive coordinator? No, I didn't. What happened there? I'm sure nothing good. If it's made news. Clarissa, stop trying to raise your damn boyfriend, dude. He's fucking dead. And he just came in and, like, corpse exploded the living shit out of both of us. You can link me an article, too, if it's too long to type. I think you've been around long enough that I trust you not to, like, embed terrible viruses. Would that be a horrible story, though? Like, all of you guys, like, all the shit that you link me to is just, like, secretly, like, backdooring my computer, and then, like, 4 years from now, you're just gonna drain all my retirement accounts. Resigned for health and spend time with family? And he was, oh, no, okay. So he was, like, sort of forced to resign, basically. That kind of thing. Wah wah. Alan Williams left Bears inappropriate activity. That is a discouraging headline. Oh, God. Oh, God. Is that a freaking Soul Eater beast? I gotta get the fuck out of here. Ooh. Oh, but I can't teleport. Why can I not teleport? Yeah, I'm not messing with that. Holy shit. I can't believe I lived as long as I did. Dear God. Hold on, I'll look at that in a second. But yeah, that's a disaster, dude. When you, like, it's one thing when you've got players fucking up, but when you got coaches, that is a really bad thing for your franchise. Okay, looks like I'm in the clear here. Let's have a look. Come on now. Seriously? Make it bigger. Let's see. In part because of inappropriate activity. Not involved in any criminal activity. A digital forensic search. Oh no, was he looking up some, like, dirty ass porn? Oh no. Alan Williams is a fucking freak. And he did it on company time. That'll get ya. That'll get ya. Alright, damage over time. Chaos damage. Okay, cool. So we're good there. So do I need anything else to, like, survive? That's the question. I'm trying to compare my tree and the one that I have over here. I think I might drop those 4 points in favor of this. Life is good. I need more life. And I don't think I'm gonna need Eldritch Battery, which is actually good. That's nice. It saves me 2 points too. So I guess the question is, do I want damage, or do I need to come down here first? I probably ought to... Shit, that's a lot of points. 13 points. Well, I can get this too, so maybe I go up that way first. Get that reservation. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Here we go. And that puts me at level 70. That's a long-ass way away. Yeah, poor Bears. They're looking a lot like the Browns, right? That's not company you want to keep. That said, the Browns are at least winning this year, right? So that cures a lot of ills. When you're winning games and getting market share, you're you know, everybody's a lot more likely to overlook all the bullshit you cause if you're you know, in the W column. But damn, dude, as soon as you start dropping those games and, you know, getting attention for all the wrong reasons, then you are sunk. That is bad juju. I still think the Browns hiring Deshaun Watson on a completely guaranteed contract while he has like dozens of allegations of like basically sexual assault, right? Pending against him, that they were public. Like, of course they knew about him. And they hire him, you know, they sign him to that guaranteed contract while those allegations are pending. Like, that is the Brownsiest Browns move ever. This is quite possibly the worst contract. Like, even if he turns out to be, you know, an MVP caliber player, again, like, that is possibly the worst contract in all of sports ever. That is the dumbest fucking thing. Yeah, I was like, I just can't imagine what would possibly make you want to draw that contract up and offer it to somebody. Hey, Team Matt, what's up, dude? How are you? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm still in the afterglow of the beautiful Chiefs victory. And I just kind of feel bad for the Bears. It was so bad. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God. Kill these bitches. I am not durable right now, as it turns out. But I'm hoping that changes dramatically when I switch up my armor a little bit. Vibin. Parents' place for anesthesia. Oh, okay. You know what? I did the exact same thing. So I went to med school in Arkansas, and I came back home for my rotation at KU, where I did my residency, actually. That was actually pretty cool. Certainly took away the struggle of trying to find a place to stay for a month. It's like nobody ever has a, you know, room for rent for 1 month. Oh, you don't have your second monitor? Boo. I mean, honestly, like, I know you're on a med student budget, but monitors are so cheap these days, it's almost worth going to just, like, buy another one, in my opinion. I mean, you can go get a cheap, shitty monitor for $100 if it's a month. Let's see. What's the best way to do this? So I guess I have to come up here, huh? I would strongly consider that if you use your second screen frequently, as I do. So I wanna tell you my first world problems. let's talk first world problems. So I am playing this game at a custom desk. Basically all of the furniture in my office is custom. I had initially measured out what I wanted, like the dimensions of my desk to be. And it was going to be 7 inches wider than it currently is. And like my wife and I talked and we were like, you know, that's gonna like kind of come out too far in the room, so maybe we'll shrink it down. And now like I have like just barely not enough space for a third monitor off to my right. My other one's over there. and my leg space is like just not like cramped, I wouldn't say, but it's not like, you know, I can't turn all the way around without hitting something, and I can't like cross my legs without bumping into my computer. So, like, I could have had this exactly the way I wanted it, and I chose not to do it. I am a dumbass. Snag the one from your laptop? Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you've already got one, then fuck that. I mean, don't buy anything for a month, but... Yeah, I'm a huge tech head. I totally would have made that call in med school. I did make that call in med school, actually. Now that I think about it. You have 5 monitors? Damn, dude. I legitimately considered doing radiology because I wanted to, like, have an excuse to have a ridiculous PC set up at all times with tons of monitors. I mean, in part. Like, it was actually mostly so I could do teleradiology and never leave my house. But that was definitely part of it. So I could, like, do that and just write it all off. Your picture in Discord? Okay, well, we're gonna have a look at that. Hell yeah. I'm always down to check out battle stations. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of my battle station somewhere. I'll see if I can find a recent one. As soon as enemies stop swarming me here. The guy I was talking to ghosted you? Oh no! That's bad. Fuck that guy, man. Go, like, piss in his vents or something. Tell him I sent you. The struggle, alright? Seriously. One thing that I really love, like, I've gotten a couple, like, for some reason, I never participate in it. I never, like, you know, engage or anything, but I always get fed 2X chromosomes on Reddit as, like, suggested content for me. Maybe my posting history seems very vaginal or something. I have no idea, but, like, I never fucking click on those links. But, like, I swear to God, there's so many, like, you know, this guy seems interested. Do I ask him out? What if he says no? Like, yeah, bitch, what if he does say no? Welcome to the life of every single dude ever. It sucks. It's a terrible feeling. Rejection blows ass. Back on the apps as of 2 weeks ago. Well, hey, now you're... Oh, how was your dad's, like, boot camp, by the way? Your anesthesia boot camp that you were promised. I always think that's funny when parents are, like, super into whatever their kids are doing. And I like anesthesia. That is cool. It's what you should do. Oh, that's already open. Oh, fuck. Die. Anesthesia is a fun rotation, though. Like, I think even if you don't, like, really give a shit about anesthesia, it's a fun thing to do, because, like, A, you can say that right off the bat, and they'll just be like, oh, okay, well, why don't you just, like, put this LMA in this patient and go home? and 2, there's actually, like, life-saving skills to be learned there that, you know, are just sort of generally useful things to know if you're a doctor. You know, like, I have zero interest in or plans to deliver babies. Like, I hate OB with a passion, but I think it's cool that I have delivered babies before. You know, that's something, like, nobody really gets a privilege to do. In a controlled environment, at least. He's so excited that you're rotating. You're headed to DC? Cool. What's in DC? Your parents are proud of me, which is scary because they're hard on you. They're setting you up, man. That's a trap. Oh, yeah. Let's look at the... Sorry, I had a squirrel moment. Let's look at... Oh, shit, son. That's pretty cool. I like it. Wow, that is a serious monitor. Damn, man. I got a little e-penis envy, man. I'm not gonna lie. Even got the Switch dock. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, hopefully there's nothing incriminating in your Gmail history there. We'll scroll away from that real quick. Here, let's see. I'm gonna see if I have a battle station pic. It's in my phone. Or I guess I could just take one real quick. It's dirty as fuck right at the moment. Here we go. There we go. Alright. Through the magic of the internet, I will upload these pictures so you can see them in my magic box very shortly. Alright. Let's see. Discord. There we go. This is me. Definitely not as organized as I would like, as I mentioned. But that's okay. What's the rag for? Oh, those are my pajamas. Because my wife's going to sleep. Yeah, the desk is baller, dude. I freaking love the desk. So, on that note, the dude who has made all of my furniture in here, including this totally badass display case that weighs literally 400 pounds, the guy who owns that company has agreed to come and talk on stream about basically hard work, like how he struggled and, you know, what he did to be successful. Because he's like a he owns his own company. I think he said he has 6 employees. So they're not like a huge business, but they make some nice ass furniture and they send it all over the freaking world. Yeah, dude, my standard monitor is like 12 years old. It's just an old Asus like 278 VQ or something, and it is awesome. Like the color is great. It's maybe got a little bit more like edge bleed than it used to. But man, it's still going strong. I'm a huge fan. Get your Goodwill monitor. Yeah, basically. Yes, he's gonna lecture about hard work and like work ethic more specifically. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like it's pretty easy to forget that, you know, people in healthcare are not the only ones who work hard and have to like dedicate themselves to something and like push through a ton of adversity. It's pretty easy to feel like poor me when somebody's shitting down your throat for, you know, 70 plus hours a week. And I mean, he's a small business owner, like this is his livelihood. So if he fails, that sucks. You know, it's kind of back to the salt mines, right? I think he has 3 kids, too. At least 2. Pretty sure 3. But yeah, obviously he's grown his business, and I think he's like we kind of hit it off. We've basically become friends over the years because I've used him for multiple things at this point. I guess let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 projects. This is the 4th project that I've had him do, and like we just kind of, you know, he seems like a cool guy. He's a huge nerd. He likes Warhammer also, just which is a strange coincidence, but he like really has kind of come from nothing, you know, like he did this all himself, and I think like the stuff that I ask him to do is like fucking impossible. Because quite frankly, like I asked around town to see if I could get this like my gaming table that's in the process now, like just to see if I could get it done here for, you know, cheaper or easier, just because it's local. And literally everyone I talked to, all three people were like, didn't even entertain it. They were like, nah, we can't do that. Like, no question. Like, told me on the phone. They weren't even like, hey, come into the shop, or like, hey, send me an email about, you know, what you want. They were just like, no. And, like, didn't even consider it. They're like, fuck you, stop wasting my time, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, okay. Cool. But he was like, yeah, no problem. And it has really kicked his ass. Like, he is definitely paying for it hardcore. Because it's been in progress for like a year, basically, at this point. You're back. Welcome. Good to see you back. But yeah, I think he'll have an interesting perspective on, you know, keeping your head above water, basically, when everything seems, you know, like it's going to shit. And, you know, having to just push through, because med students are, like, if you think about it, are in a very similar situation, at least financially. You know, because, like, what are you going to do if you quit residency? You know, there are options, for sure, but they're hard, and they're very competitive. Like, you have to get involved in the corporate world, and that sort of blows. 22-inch monitor for $10. Damn. Not bad. Oh my god, oh my god! I love how crowds just entirely vaporize. That's so satisfying. Alright, well, let's talk corporate medicine, should we? You thought of, oh yeah, thought about leaving medicine? So there's actually a Reddit user named Leaving Medicine who's in consulting. And I've kind of kicked around doing some consulting because anesthesia basically runs the hospital from a financial point of view, if you think about it, because we manage the operating room. And that is, like, by far the most profitable place in the hospital. By fucking far. So, like, I have a lot of insight into, you know, what makes the operating room tick, because I run it. So, the problem with that is that nobody understands that. I contacted a couple, like, local consulting places, and I was like, hey, you know, I can tell you these things. And they're like, oh yeah, well, we know that. We know that stuff. I'm like, do you, though? Do you know these things? I don't think you do. You might think you know those things. You don't know those things. Oh, you're a business major? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's... Honestly, that will do you a lot of good. I think it's very smart for people who are going to be making a lot of money to have a business background. Because I do not, and I have suffered for that. And I've, like, I still don't really fully understand what's going on with my finances. Like, I'm a numbers guy. I can crank numbers all day long. So as long as I kind of, you know, get somebody to fill me in on, like, the background and what all this shit means, like terminology and stuff, then I'm good. Like, I can rock that, no problem. But, you know, you throw a bunch of, like, jargon at me, and I'm like, I don't know what any of that is. But yeah, I've kind of considered, like, taking classes online, you know, like finance classes, but really I, like, one, don't have time for that, and two, figure I can probably just, like, read shit as it comes up. Like, I did med school online, why would I not do business school online? Trust for my wife and split our income. That's an interesting thought. I might have to talk to my accountant about that. split my income. Instead of paying tax on my entire income, it's as if I'm a 2-income family. So, my understanding is that, and you will know this better than I am, so this is a question, in case that wasn't clear. So my understanding is that, if you file as, like, a married couple, like, it doesn't really matter where the income comes from, it's just whatever you make as a household. Is that not correct? Because I genuinely do not know. Built-in business partner for free? Well, that's fucking great. My mom is not savvy or good at business. In fact, she is pretty much like the worst person in the world for both. Yep. So yeah, I didn't get anything from my parents, like no business savvy whatsoever, other than like street smart kind of stuff, like, you know, how to like read people, negotiate things, like that I'm good at, but I don't know any of the like fancy technical shit. I love that for me. Yeah, well, I'm having to learn a lot of it on the fly. And I definitely had to learn a lot of it on the fly when I started my own business. I was like, oh shit, these things kind of are important. And then I learned that there's like technical, you know, terms for these issues that I'm having. But yeah, so business, theoretically the same, but instead of being a dependent, she's almost employed. Well, that is interesting. So I do have an LLC, so I could technically probably work some weird-ass shenanigans where I, like, pay her a salary through it. I don't know. That could be interesting. I have 2 LLCs, actually. One for this channel, because I'm making so much freaking money from it. I think I make about like $5 to $10 a month from this channel. And it's basically all from good gosh darn. Speaking of which, I still have an outstanding dinner that I owe myself courtesy of one of his splurges that was like over a year and a half ago now. He just like dropped a shitload of subs and donations on me, and like my wife was violently ill while pregnant, and we've just been getting torched with this baby so far. So one of these days I will have a nice dinner at his expense. Family trust is how you do it as an individual. Take your entire income in the LLC and spend money and pay tax only on that. Oh, that'd be cool. I could do that. Explode! There you go. Love that shit. Beautiful. Oh, I got to level up at some point. Didn't even notice that. Headphones are smashing my ear. There we go. If I have an LLC, then my LLC can collect my income and not pay tax on it? Well then, that's an interesting thought. So I can just have my employer, like... Well, so here's the interesting thing, though. I guess that wouldn't make any difference. I'm a partner. I am technically part owner of the business I work for. But I guess that wouldn't make any difference if I'm paying myself a salary, right? Going in. There we go. Then don't pay myself? Okay. And just have the business directly pay one of my businesses? That's a really interesting thought. I will have to figure that out. How do you demonstrate to a flat earther that the Earth's a globe? So assuming that you even want to have that conversation, because, like, let's be real, an adult who thinks that the Earth is flat is probably not somebody that you really want to be associating or spending too much time with. Just gonna throw that out there. Just want a high-paying job with lots of time off? Well, hey, man, sounds like you're going into anesthesia. I have that thing. Or derm. I know it, but I have no income to use it. That's awesome. Yeah, welcome to medical education. That sounds about right. How many weeks do I have off? 10. And I work, so the 16-hour calls that we have, so before you're on call, there are so many gyms to level, dear God. Okay, so, before you're on call, you're the first person out, and that means that you go home anywhere from, like, 7:30 in the morning, if there is not a heart surgery, to, like, noonish, if there is heart surgery. So theoretically, you could go home one night, so say you're on call Wednesday, so you can go home Monday night, and by night, I mean, like, you know, 3 p.m. Go into work the next day at 6:30, go home at 7:30, and then not work the next day until 3 p.m. So between 3 p. Monday and 3 p. Wednesday, you have 1 hour of work. And that happens often. That's not like a freak thing, that's common. Are there any with 12 off? Yeah, so there are, but you're probably going to pay for it. There's a job in town currently. Oh shit. A job in town currently where then, well, long story short is they're down to anesthesiologists. One retired and then one got busted for drug diversion. So they're down 2 people, and they are making an absolute killing because they're splitting those 2 people's shares of the group, but they're also taking their call. And since it's a small group, I think there's only 6 of them, so Q6 call is a lot, and it's, like, functionally more than that because they have 13 weeks of vacation, so I think there's 2 people off at any given time. There's only 4 people on each week. So basically that means you take 2 calls a week, every week that you're on, and they get crushed. They are at the state's largest magnet hospital, largest Medicaid provider. So they're gun and knife club, like traumas, sick ass patients, people who don't take care of themselves and know nothing about their health history, or have no health history because they've never been to the doctor. Yeah, it's a tough place to work, but you know, they're getting paid. They're making like mid 700s right at the moment, but they get shredded and they do 24-hour calls too. Have your job contract my business and pay business that pays you, and you basically claim no income. What the fuck? That's so cool. Why do people not do this? It costs like $50 to make an LLC in Missouri. It takes like 10 minutes. How do we not know about that? These are secrets hidden by the rich. There are so many of them. I want to be rich so I know these secrets. Like, I've only recently been turned on to commercial real estate, or just really real estate in general, and how, like, awesome it is to be a landlord. I mean, it's just like freaking printing money. Lots of people don't make enough money to care. Yeah, I guess that's probably true. I do. I definitely do not want to pay my 36% of my income to taxes. Because that's what, like $180,000 or something? Ugh. Nope. Yeah, that just hurts me to think about. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable with this conversation. It touched me from the wrong no place. So I guess that's actually a really good segue back into corporate medicine, though, honestly. Part of the reason that corporate medicine is so successful is doctors are financial idiots. That is a topic we have broached many times on this stream. Take a percentage for consult? Well, shit, man. I mean, if you saved me 36% of my income, I think I can probably handle that. It seems only fair. You want to sell out so bad, so do it. Why would you not? What's your motivation to not sell out? But yeah, doctors, financial idiots. So corporations come in and take advantage of that, and the fact that we're like programmed to just work all the time and not question it. Like, it's just, you know, you're just like crushing a bunch of neurotic nerds and telling them that they like have to work longer for less. And they're like, I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it because the patients are what matters. Like, well, yeah, but only to an extent. And then hospitals buy into it because all the corporations show up and say, oh yeah, we can totally save you money. Doctors, yeah, doctors are super weird. Doctors, like, as a population, doctors are fucking strange-ass people. Present company included, of course. Like, I just showed you a picture of all my custom furniture and a cabinet full of, like, expensive painted toy soldiers. I'm a fucking weirdo, too, guys. Don't think that I'm, like, holier than thou. I'm a strange-ass guy. Someone re-optimized the OGEs. Oh, Call of Duty tiles? No way, cool. That actually sounds really awesome. I enjoyed the original Call of Duties. I thought simpler was better. And they, like, you know, they've just kind of desperately been re-releasing the same game every year. And I know it's like printing money for them, but it really is just, I don't know. I don't think anything is as good as Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2. Like, those were both amazing games. Super easy, simple, the maps were good, weapons were done well, and like everything else since has just kind of been meh. Not spending more than you make will get you pretty far? Well, kind of. But what if you want to retire? And what if you want to retire early? There's a follow-up question to that. Yeah, exactly. It's not that simple. Lifestyle creep is definitely a thing. I agree. It's pretty easy to get caught up in being like, eh, well, why not? That sort of thing. Let's see. I need strength. Where am I going to get strength right now? So I can keep leveling my gyms. Oh, well. Whatever. Fuck it. I'm gonna go get my... Am I gonna do that first? Yeah, I guess I'll do that first. It did explain the complexities of tax avoidance. Yes, and we are all better off for it. Thank you. Like, why do more doctors not know this shit? I just don't get it. It seems like such a useful thing to know if you're making 6 figures. Oh no! Bitch killed me right before she died. I was like, yeah, I got her. Oh no, I didn't got her. Yeah, I don't really do any keeping up with the Joneses. I don't honestly give a shit what everybody else is doing. But I also have, like, definitely become a lot more frivolous with my money. Like, I used to be kind of a tight ass, frankly. And still sort of am in some ways, but you know, now I'll just be like, yeah, well, whatever, yeah, I'll buy that. Like, don't, you know, bargain hunt or anything nearly as much as I used to. Oops. Turn that back on. But yeah, as a whole, doctors are very easy to exploit financially. for those reasons. Like, they're like pathologically, as a population, are like pathologically hardworking people, and also pathologically dedicated to their jobs, and are, you know, have years of training to reinforce both of those things. So it's very easy for somebody with a bunch of, you know, business acumen to come in and say, well, we can definitely save you money on that. But what they do, so here's the short version of how corporate medicine, yeah, especially the academics, especially them. So what happens with corporate medicine? So corporation comes in and says, so we'll do this from a perspective of a healthcare institution that is not currently corporate. So corporate group comes in and says, we'll use anesthesia because that's, you know, what I know most about. They say, hey, we can save you 10% on your anesthesia service by doing X, Y, and Z. And usually X, Y, and Z is basically just cutting people's reimbursement, cutting the doctor's reimbursement. So they do that. People get mad and leave, right? So at first, you do save money because all of the people who stay / get rehired don't make much money. And then you can't keep anybody, right? So you're using locums providers who are very expensive. Locums in my area is like $400 plus per hour. There's even a place within about a 2-hour drive, kind of in like rural northeast Missouri, that's offering $450 an hour. And that is batshit crazy. And I think they're willing to offer you a 1-year contract too, if I'm not mistaken. So you can contract on as a 1099 worker for $450 a year, which is fucking insane. And presumably if they need somebody that badly, they're probably willing to pay overtime as well. So that's a lot of money. And that gets expensive really fast, for obvious reasons. So when you're trying to fill your business with locums people who have, you know, no roots there, basically, like, you get shittier service. Like, even if the providers individually are fine, which, you know, the vast majority of them are, like, they're skilled people, they just happen to prefer travel work because it's more lucrative if you can stay busy, which you can these days. So anyway, you have all these people who are not invested in your location and just kind of punch the clock. You know, they're in and out, they're transient, at least to some degree, and they're very expensive. So, like, you very quickly start losing money, care quality deteriorates, the surgeons are pissed off because, like, there is a fair amount of chemistry that goes into managing an OR. Like, you know, you kind of learn surgeons' tendencies and whether they run long or short or things that they like during their cases and, you know, how to set up properly for them and all of that kind of stuff. So there's definitely some, like, a familiarity piece here that gets completely lost when you have this sort of revolving door staffing. So yeah, it quickly becomes like you get this, you know, initial rush of like, holy shit, we don't have to pay these people for, and it's fast. These days the market is so hot that turnover happens very fast. People are pretty quick to leave and find greener pastures. When a corporation comes in and says, fuck you, we're slashing your income, the docs are like, nah, I'm going somewhere else. There's just too many opportunities to, you know, tolerate that. So anyway, you know, maybe you get a year out of it. You get a year of that 10% savings, but then after that, your costs explode. And, like, again, care quality decreases, throughput decreases, so the hospital's making less money and paying more money. This happened with the emergency department at the hospital that I work at. Like, this exact scenario. You know, they got a corporation in to run everything. People got pissed and left. Care quality was dog shit. And then they had to kick the corporation out and, like, rehire a bunch of the people who were working there. So if you're talking to a doctor to get research, I mean, this isn't like, you're not playing a game, dude. Like, just contact the guy and say, hey, I'm interested in doing some research. Do you have anything or know anybody who does. Speed or act, don't waste their time. You know? That's what I would want. Like, when I get people who ask me to shadow, like, do you guys remember Levo? He hasn't been to the stream for a long time, I'm not sure what he's up to, but, like, he just straight up DM'd me and was like, hey man, do you mind if I shadow? I'm in town. Like, he's a student here in Kansas City. I was like, yeah, come on, let's go. And he didn't kill me. He's not fucking crazy. He's actually a pretty cool dude. Like, it's all good. You know, if you want something from me, don't waste my damn time. Yeah, you just need to cold call him. 100%. And then you just work with your batting average, man. Like, if you spam enough emails, somebody's going to take you up on it. And, you know, chances are you're going to do a project that's terrible, and you're going to be a grunt, and you're not going to do anything of value. But you know what? You'll have that experience to talk up and make it sound like it's the best thing, most informative, educational experience that you've ever been a part of. Ask to Zoom call? I mean, so if you have no idea what you'll be able to do, ask them. Just say, what are you looking for? Especially being a business major. Yeah, absolutely. People, like, I think it sucks ass that medicine doesn't include some sort of business training. Like, even just like a month, you know? Have like a month where you have 2 hours a day of business lectures, you know, and it can be like medicine specific, or like what to look for in a contract. One thing that I think is absolutely unconscionable is that med schools do not buy a copy of the MGMA salary data, which I will once again put up on stream, middle finger flying. Even though this is copyrighted info. Where is it? Oh yeah, resources. Yeah. This is here, by the way. If you ever need a reference, it's 2001, but it's better than nothing. So if you ever need a reference for what you should be making, come here. Look at this. I think it sucks real bad that med schools do not provide this to every single student. Should you be prepared with resume talking points? I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible idea. Yeah, I mean, it's never bad to prepare for something, but I mean, it sounds more like, you know, you can have a very frank discussion with this person, you know, based on the limited info that you've given me, and say like, hey, you know, I'm interested in X specialty. I'm looking for a research opportunity, you know, to kind of get my feet wet, maybe have something for my resume down the line. You know, do you have anything available? If so, what would what would my role be? It's super easy. Like, seriously, just like be direct. I mean, you don't have to like shut down all discussion to like get to the main point, but I'm just saying, you know, like, say what you mean, and yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've, as someone who has interviewed many people, that's when somebody's asking me questions or asking me for something, I value that really highly. Like, the ability to like get to the point and say like, this is what I want, you know, what do you expect of me? So yeah, this should be information that every single med student has. Like, what job do you go into having no idea what your earning potential is? I mean, is that not crazy? It's just completely crazy. I had no clue what I had no idea what I was going to be making as an anesthesiologist. No idea at all. Maybe I'm, you know, like naive. I mean, I was naive, but maybe I'm like exceptionally naive. But I'm pretty sure that most people did not. You know, they might have, like, I had a vague idea. I'm like, you know, I'll probably make, you know, $300,000-$400,000 or something. And I remember when I took this job, the guy I interviewed with was like, yeah, we make like $450 to $500 at the time. And I was like, what? What? Huh? But so clearly, oh, look at that. Peds cardiovascular surgery, 90th percentile makes $2 million. But man, That's, if you want to die young, be a pediatric cardiovascular surgeon. Dude, no thanks. That is stress I cannot handle. But, like, pediatric heart surgery, basically. That is a shitload of training, and those kids are sick. They are so sick and delicate. Yeah, no thanks, man. But anyway, where I was going is part of the reason that they don't tell you what you make is this. Like, they want people to go into pediatrics. They don't want to tell you that you're going to make $250,000 for the exact same training that all your friends go through to make $475,000. You know, like, why would you do that? Like, if you tell a first-year med student, oh yeah, man, do the exact same thing as everybody else around you and make half the money, doesn't that sound fucking awesome? You should totally do that. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? But that's what we do. That's what we do all the time. Med schools seek people who aren't going to shake up the system. Exactly true. And it's structured so that it's difficult to shake up too, because there's literally trillions, with a T, trillions of dollars tied up in healthcare, and the hospitals don't want people to, you know, collectively bargain. Like, that's why it's illegal for doctors to collectively bargain against insurance companies or for themselves. Like, that's, how fucking stupid is that? Why can a physician not collectively bargain? Like, what sense does that make? Why would anyone do peds, gas, derm, psych, or etc. if they get paid less? I mean, like, so here's the thing, right? So pediatricians routinely are in the, like, top third of happiest physicians per survey data. You know, are these surveys good? Not really, but, like, the fact that they're there continuously, like, the trend should tell you something. Yeah, so they really enjoy it, and they're like, yeah, I like this job, I'm passionate about this job. But they sort of lose that piece where, like, you can be passionate about somebody and yet also get compensated fairly. I mean, pediatricians have a hard job. This is a tough job, especially in the current market, because you're just, like, cranking out clinic visits. I mean, you see like 40 plus patients a day, and parents suck. Let me tell you, parents are not fun, and, like, you know, the kids are okay, but they scream a lot. You know, kids get shots and all that stuff, which, granted, as a physician, you don't have to deal with that much, because it's usually the nurse sticking people, but still, you gotta look in people's ears and, you know, deal with asshole parents who make everything worse and all that. So, like, this is a hard job. It's just as hard as anything else, and you have the same training as anybody else, but you're making half as much money. And so, unfortunately, people, meaning pediatricians allow the fact that they enjoy their job to cloud their market value, basically. They're just like, oh, I'm really happy at my job, therefore I'm not going to push to make more money. Like, what? And then there's this like mentality in medicine that a lot of people who are happy with their jobs say, they're like, oh, well, I make enough money. I make enough. You do? Like, so if somebody said, here's an extra $50,000, you'd be like, nah, you know, I make enough money. Like, what? What's wrong with you? Like, fight for yourself. Grow spine. This isn't even like business training. This is just like not being a pussy. People who do peds and are highly agreeable. Yeah. That's an interesting thought. So basically, like, pediatricians are agreeable and less aggressive than people in, like, more intense specialties. Yeah, I agree with that. Interesting that makes a difference, right? Like, universally. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. There we go. Where am I going now? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, I gotta do that. Kill Tolman. Need to talk to Clarissa. But yeah, all of these are reasons that corporate takeover works. Because doctors cannot collectively bargain. and basically just don't collectively bargain, even if they could. Like, it just doesn't even happen. Oh, guild stash. Oh. Why am I putting all my shit in the guild stash? Whoops. Same thing with gender. We don't like to think about it because women just settle for less. Yeah, that's an interesting thought, honestly. I don't know much about gender differences in pay and like why that is. Especially in medicine where it's pretty cut and dry. People are just kind of like, this is what you're gonna make. So why women would have a lower income is kind of a mystery to me, but I guess that's why, right? Can you go into peds and do a fellowship in peds derm? That I don't, for dermatology in particular, I don't know the answer to that. But generally how it goes is, you do the subspecialty first, and then, or excuse me, you do the specialty of choice first, and then you subspecialize in peds. Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine you'd probably have to do derm first and then do pediatrics. Or, a lot of the time, you can just, like, choose to do pediatrics primarily. Like, you can open a derm clinic and say, like, hey, we treat kids, and just, like, advertise accordingly, you know? Like, if there's not such a thing. I want to like derm so bad. I know. Derm is really fucking boring, dude. That's a big reason why I steered away from it. Like, that was kind of one thing that I was really thinking heavily about when I went into med school, because the lifestyle is so awesome. But it's also crazy competitive, which I did not like, because I frankly just didn't want to work that hard. And, like, the fact that it's just, like, totally uninteresting to me is a huge boner killer. Like, there's no, so the sort of emergent nature of my job is both a good and bad thing to me. Like, obviously I don't like being under the gun and, you know, having to, like, put out fires every now and then, but it is kind of exhilarating. Like, it's kind of cool to be, like, in charge of a dire situation and, like, be the one that, you know, pulls somebody out of this death spiral, literal death spiral. Like, that is definitely rewarding, and with derm you get zero of that. Like, you're just kind of treating mundane conditions all the time. You're cashing in hardcore, but I don't know. I would probably find that satisfying enough to keep doing, like, because money fixes a lot of ills. Like, let's be real, money and quality of life go a long way towards, you know, making up for job satisfaction. Because I work to live anyway, so I wouldn't miss that too much, but still, acne all day long, Botox, fillers, that sort of shit, I don't know. Private psych, yeah, private psych is sleeper OP, man. That is a really good job. You're generally swimming in business and can charge $500 an hour, no problem. I mean, granted, if you know, it takes a certain type of person to tolerate a career in psychiatry, and I am not that person at all. I would be the world's worst psychiatrist. Yeah, dealing with exactly, amen. Dealing with psych patients is not fun. So if you've got the mentality and the temperament for that, then more power to you. You should, like, strongly consider that avenue, because it's a great job in a lot of ways, and you can make a big difference for a lot of people. But that ain't me, man. I would go as far as saying that I cannot do that. Not just that I would not enjoy doing that. I don't think I can do that. Wait, where the fuck am I? Okay, I don't want to be here. I'm wasting time. I'm going the wrong way. Psychiatrists have to be crazier than their patients. That is probably true. So I just went the wrong way in the map that only has one layout. This map is always the same. And I went the wrong direction. Oh, I'm so good at this game. You're a teacher in college? So those patients are just my kids. Okay. Yeah, matching an anesthesia is pretty far from guaranteed these days, unfortunately, even with connections. Which is nuts, considering it was, like, basically guaranteed the year that I applied. As a med student, you only need to know the square knot. I don't remember the answer to that, and I think it varies by who you work with as well. So, what I would do is I would learn to one-hand tie and instrument tie. I think those are both very easy. I think one-hand tie, like, I actually do not know how to two-hand tie. But instrument tie is great for when you have, like, small amounts of suture. And can't, like, grasp the other end of the suture very easily, like with your hand. And one-hand ties are just good for everything else. Like, basically just look up a YouTube video and practice it for, like, 20 minutes. And you'll be fine. You'll never forget it. That's what I did. I had a, like, light day. I was on OB right before I did my cardiac rotation, where I knew I'd be placing a shitload of central lines. So I just got some suture and just, like, tied it for an hour. That was it. Yeah, you thought it was going to be a not safe for work joke. I mean, that's pretty safe assumption for anything in this stream, quite frankly. It's always butts or, like, you know, some sort of weird off-color comment. I feel like I invite that. Pretty much. Oh, shit. Oh, I thought I died. But I didn't. Oh, God. Ouch. But yeah, if you can one-hand tie and instrument tie, you're good. And those are both pretty easy. Like, I guess there's, you know, always the possibility that you run into some fuckery with, like, you know, a surgeon who's like, no tie, two-hand tie. Or they're, like, trying to teach you different types of, like, mattress stitch. Like, different types of stitches. I don't know anything about that, because I don't ever suture anything. But, yeah, that might be a stretch. You know, the presidents of the state associations and some people on the board. Oh, that might help. That would probably be very helpful for matching. All your rec letters are like people from, like, state health administration and shit. That is awesome. You should make that happen just because. Like, what a huge big dick move that is to just flop that thing out, man. Oh, did I mention that I know everyone who's your boss? Because I do. By the way. Please take me. Your dad's the president of the... Your uncle's the old president of the USA. Nice. Yeah, that's a useful set of connections, I would say. Yeah, that'll take you a long way for sure. And as we all know, connections are really what matters in this game, right? Like, as long as you kind of meet some threshold for qualification, if you've got the, you know, connections like like Matt seems to have, you're good. I mean, you should use it, honestly. Why would you not? Even if you're not applying anesthesia, like, those are super useful people to have in your corner. So I knew one of my good friends in college is half Colombian, but her dad is, like, wealthy and, you know, like, she's very well-to-do, you know, very educated family, all of that sort of stuff. Like, you know, they're wealthy, but she qualifies for all the Hispanic scholarships. And, you know, she kind of like balked at taking them and like getting a leg up. I'm like, Laura, dude, why? Like, they don't specify like, you know, Hispanics who are born poor and have, you know, the world against them. It's just like straight up Hispanic scholarships, like, take advantage. If you don't use the ghost connections, can I use them for you? Yeah, that's... There you go. Can you offer those connections to the members of the stream, please? Can't believe I died at, like, literally the very end of this. That sucks. Waste of time running back. Oh, these guys are all from a fucking box I opened, too. I'm a dumbass. Oh, well. Nothing I didn't already know. Okay. I'll let you up in 2 years if I apply anesthesia. Weren't you kind of kicking around anesthesia a while back? I mean, you got... Oh, no. God damn it. Stun locked. You got a ways to go, but they told you you're not black, which is great. So I have an interesting story about that. So I had a friend in high school who is a white guy, by the way. He's from South Africa, so he's Afrikaans, and he applied to Mizzou, you know, like he's a Missouri resident as of that point. And so he applied to MU and checked all the boxes for like African American, you know, like as your ethnicity. Like that's, I guess, not a term they're familiar with in South Africa. And so, oh, you don't qualify as an Egyptian? Really? That's so weird. What? That makes no sense to me. Why would that be the case? Anyway, but yeah, so he checks all the boxes for African American, and they like give him these scholarships. And he's like, oh, cool, that's awesome. I got these like African American scholarships. And one of them required a photo. And so he sends his photo in, and they like almost rescinded his admission because they're like, you're lying to us, you're like trying to deceive us and stuff. He's like, no, like I'm really African, what the fuck? Like, what's the problem? Yeah, no, I get your point. Yeah, you're Coptic, like, but why is that not African American? Has anybody ever bothered to explain that to you, like why that doesn't qualify as African American? It seems like such bullshit. I mean, honestly, that sounds like something that if you really wanted to make a stink out of it, you could get the ACLU on them, and that would, they'd just, like, any institution would do whatever the fuck you wanted. But, you know, is it worth it to be that guy? Maybe. Maybe. But you definitely paint a target on yourself, and that's a rough thing to do in medical education, especially if you've already got the connections that you do. Because, like, at the very least, people can make your life really fucking difficult. And at the worst, they can, like, jeopardize your career. During immigration to Ellis Island, they claimed American to get citizenship. Oh. Huh. That's interesting. So it's like just this weird, like, historical thing? Not any, like, legislation, it's just kind of like the way it is. That sucks. Well, that be crazy. I learned something, though. Oh yeah, I need strength. Shit. I'm wasting experience on those gyms. What am I gonna do to get that? I'm gonna refund that. And put a gym that gives me strength up there. Very, very Afro-presenting. I like that term. That's great. Let's see. I want to get out of that and buy a jewel that has a lot of strength. What is the most strength that I can? No, that's not what I want. Damn it. Ah. Of course. Two of the black people in your class aren't considered black. That's so stupid. That's so stupid, dude. So you're like the tokenist of token black people. Oh man. So now we're like gatekeeping people's ethnicities, huh? That's awesome. I just want a strength jewel. 14 more seconds. Okay. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright. Strength, intelligence. Attack speed does nothing for me. Let's see. Crit with lightning skills. Damaging ailments. I don't have ailments though. Oh, those get expensive fast. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna say fuck it and buy the cheapest one. Oh, I died while I was doing that. That's cool. Okay. Middle Eastern misclassification is a major issue. Now we're just misclassified because many of us tend to be very well off. Yeah, yeah. Sounds right. Well, we all know that this fucking hideout, man, I swear to God, where the waypoint is like... I'm trying to stream here, guys. God damn it. Get your mind out of the anime gutter. Yeah. True diversity is from people who look different, right? Not from actual different ethnic backgrounds. Okay. Wait a second. Isn't that lovely? So lovely. That's super cool. Yeah, that's like a concept that has never really made much sense to me. Like, I know, I definitely did not grow up rich at all. Both of my parents are teachers, you know, they're art teachers, and we were definitely house poor. Like, we had this huge old family house that my great-great-grandfather built. He had a construction company. And, like, they just couldn't afford it, and it was kind of falling apart, too. Ah, fuck me. But I have, like, a totally different life than, you know, some of the, like, most of the patients that I treat. Because I'm kind of, like, on the edge of, the hospital I work at's, like, on the edge of the KC Metro, basically. And so we have a, what the fuck? We have a huge rural catchment area. You know, with all these people who are you know, have smoked 3 packs a day for 50 years and worked on the farm and, you know, eaten just like purely the fat off of their steaks for their entire lives. Like, yeah, we're both white, but our lives are pretty fucking different. You know, our outlooks and our experiences are very diverse. Cousins have it worse because their parents aren't well educated? Uh-oh. They spoke Arabic and had trouble getting ESL because they classified them as white? Really? They won't even, like, put them in the education that they need? That's crazy, dude. It's like, dude, I don't speak English. What else do you want me to do? Please teach me the language of the country that I live in. That would be awesome. That'd be so cool of you. Oh, you know what? I should go into these, because I'm in delirium. Alva, talk to me! Enter the incursion! Oh, but I died! Fuck. Stop. That's my alarm telling me that I need to stop streaming, but it doesn't know that I started streaming late tonight. That is tricky. Oh well, whatever. Fuck Alva. I'm gonna keep going. That's so weird. I guess I never, you know, being a, you know, naive, stereotypical white guy, I guess I never really paid much attention to, like, the nuances of ethnic classifications on those, like, you know, survey sheets. I just check, you know, white, uninteresting person and move on. Like, it never really occurred to me that there would be, like, some strife involved in that. But I mean, it makes perfect sense now that you're mentioning it. It's just crazy that that's, like, even a consideration. Like, what the fuck, guys? Like, how are you telling someone that they're not the ethnicity that they say they are? It just seems so ridiculous. Like, I'm black. No, you're not. Like, no, I'm not? What? You kids don't speak English well? And they're like, yeah, we don't. We're not from this country. How do you say no shit Sherlock in Arabic? That's what they should have said. God damn it. Do you want me to put that we're Hispanic? We're not white, but we're slightly brown, therefore Hispanic. That seems right. I feel so bad for you, man. That, like, things like this, I'm pretty sure are what make people hate Americans. It's just like... We just can't quite figure it out, can we? Where the fuck is the thing? I just want to fight these golems. Please? Where you at, golems? Parents were poor. They don't know how to apply to a college. Wow. Yeah, I mean, my parents really didn't know how to do any of that, but not because they're, like, uneducated or poor or anything. They just, like, the world left them behind in the 1980s, and they haven't caught up. Like, my dad refuses to get a cell phone. Just will not do it. I thought maybe we could convince him to change his ways and just, like, have one once. So I'm an only child, so, like, I thought that having grandkids would sort of, like, motivate him to to change. But dude, like his school district switched over to like entirely digital, you know, everything with COVID basically, and he was like, well, I guess I have to get a school email address now. I'm like, what the fuck, Dad? Like, you haven't had a school email address all this time? This is 2020 we're talking about, and he just got his first school email address. Like, how did you get like information from anyone about anything without an email address? And so now he thinks it's just like okay for us to have to email every single thing to his school email. Like, fuck. Parents were so po, they couldn't afford the O or the R. Nice. That is a wonderful dad joke. But yeah, I thought for real, like, we'd be able to at least convince my parents to own a cell phone and figure out kind of how to use it. No. Nah. Yeah, the world is very different for them, for sure. But it is a shame, though, like, especially since, like, my wife talks to her parents, like, daily. Like, FaceTimes them every single day. Usually multiple times. You know, to, like, show them, like, my mother-in-law, like, our baby getting a bath. And, you know, like, my baby knows her face. But, like, we're kind of in stranger danger territory now. And, like, you know, to be fair, like, she reacts poorly to my father, like, my father-in-law, as well, like, even though she sees him a lot, but still, like, she was, like, really scared of my parents, when they came over today. It's like, dude, you guys are, like, totally missing out on your grandkids, just because, like, you have this, you know, aversion to getting a phone. Like, I mean, at this point, like, a camera phone, you know, like, a old iPhone is perfectly fine. And it's like $50 probably. You know, you'd have to get a plan for it and stuff, but still. Oh yeah, I gotta go back to town. Fuck, forgot about that. Hear some people tell stories about their parents in college. He smoked weed in college. My dad used to ride a donkey to get wheat from the farm. Yeah, that's a different world. For real. Alright. Give me that. Yes. Thank you.
Take care.
Take care. What level am I now? 63? I'm probably pretty close to being able to wear my big boy gear now, huh? So I don't have to get, like, freaking murdered by everything that touches me. Bought himself a Tesla and then got one from your mom? Teslas for everyone! That is a pretty cool purchase to be able to make, for sure. Especially if you were donkey poor in the past. That is definitely a rags to riches success story. I love it. Dude, I feel like this song's like a lullaby or something. I'm getting sleepy. Ah, let me teleport. Alright, y'all. You need to die. Yeah, it's definitely cool to see people, like, do the American dream, you know? Like, the bootstrap method. That's what it's supposed to be all about, but unfortunately, most people who actually live in this country don't really have the work ethic to do that, which is part of why I wanted to get Cody, the guy who built all my stuff online. And, you know, granted, people who are in med school are much more likely to, you know, have, like, a winning mindset in terms of work ethic and motivation and all that sort of thing, but than the general population, that is. But still, it's good to hear. How am I during the Stormburst Decay tech? So I'm not yet. But I will, as soon as I'm done killing Shikari, I'll show you what I'm doing. Rich girl on TikTok was telling people how they owned horses worth $1 million. I owned horses because I couldn't afford a car. That's awesome. Dude, apparently, like, high-end horse riding, like, horse, like, husbandry, is that what you call it? Whatever the fuck owning a horse is called. Is, like, the sky's the limit as far as how much money you want to spend. Like, you could literally spend billions of dollars on horses. Like, all the, you know, Kentucky Derby stuff. That is just mind-blowing to me. Like, I've got my fair share of hobbies, but that is over the top nuts. Billion with a B. Oh yeah, for sure. Those horses are worth millions and millions of dollars. In like studding rights and stuff, especially if they're like, you know, perform well in races, like high profile races. Those horses are crazy expensive. And most of those people have like, you know, hundreds of horses. They've got tons, like stables full of horses. It's not like we're talking one horse here. What's trashy if you're poor but bougie if you're rich? Owning horses, sleeping outside, owning a farm. Yeah, yeah, that's so true. Also, wearing torn clothes. We'll add that to the list. Ow! Oh, I need armor that doesn't suck. I still have all my leveling gear on. There we go. Alright, let's GTFO. Alright, let's talk about the build, shall we? You chill, white people make me mad. White people make me mad too, dude. You're in good company. Don't worry. Don't worry, friend. Alright, Harfang. You want to talk shop? Let's go. Let's fucking go. So, this is the build ideally. Okay, so for starters, let's talk about how you scale decay damage. So it's a weird-ass skill, so really the only things that scale it are damage over time, chaos damage over time multiplier, damage over time multiplier, generic damage, and that's it. Those are the only things. So, you seem to be aware of the Stormburst thing, where Decay basically acquires this exploding orbs. Yep, that's exactly right. So yeah, the exploding orbs deal damage, blah blah blah. So I just have scaled the living shit out of duration. That's basically it. So interestingly, it also works with Arc. So I'm thinking I might use Arc as a, like a clear skill, but I'm leaning more heavily towards cast while channeling Blight and Soulrend. What is this game? It's Path of Exile. It's kind of like what Diablo 3 should have been. Basically, it is like the most complicated game ever. So this, what we're looking at right now, which I need to change my scene. This is a third-party program run by the Path of Exile community because you like, this is the skill tree. Look at the freaking skill tree. I mean, that is crazy shit. And there's some like ludicrously complex interactions with all this stuff. So, like, you have to have this nuts program just to like build characters. Is this like Baldur's Gate? No, it's an action RPG. So, you know, you've been watching what's going on. It's much more like Diablo. It's not as like tabletop RPG influenced as Baldur's Gate would be. You know, it's much more destroy monsters driven than story driven, I would say. But yeah, so here's my items. This is just, you know, kind of intro kit. So I don't know if I'm gonna use Lightning Coil or Lore Weave. I think I'm gonna use Lore Weave and Eternal Damnation. So speaking of complex interactions, so Eternal Damnation, as you can maybe see here, it says -5 to all maximum resistances, and then there's an armor called Lore Weave, which says your maximum resistances are 77%. So that just means they are that. So basically you do away with Eternal Damnation's downside, because it can't subtract from maximum resistances, which is normally a huge downside. So yeah, if you use Lore Weave, that goes away. But yeah, I just have a String of Servitude. And actually, I picked up a really good String of Servitude for a Divine on, like, I just had an active search going. Check this shit out. What tab's it in? That one? Yeah. Oh, I'm wearing it. Ha! Right. There we go. So yeah, Malevolence, Aura Effect, and Skill Effect Duration. That seems worth a Divine, right? Oh, by the way, look at this. This is far and away more currency than I've probably ever had in all of Path of Exile. Ever. Thanks to the League mechanic. And this is actually quite a bit down, because I've just been buying a bunch of, like, random shit for gadget builds that I want to do. Like, I think at one point this was in the 130s. And I've just, like, pissed away currency because I can. So this league is going well for me. I found 2 Hinakora's locks. This is way too complicated. Yes, it is very complicated. Yeah, back to Call of Duty. Much less complicated. But yeah, so I'm scaling the decay damage basically with tons and tons and tons of increased duration. And so I have 6 seconds. So basically you multiply this by 15, and that's my damage over time. So, pew pew. So theoretically I should be doing like, what? 6.4 million damage or something with Stormburst. And that is a lot. That is a lot. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think I might be there, actually. Let's see. Can I wear all this shit? Oh, I can. Oh, ho, ho. Oh. So the question is, do I want to buy an Eternal Damnation that has positive chaos resist? I probably do. Let's see how much they are. I picked this one up for relatively cheap, I feel like. So the way I build my characters is I do this. Like, I do all the, like, theory crafting and stuff, and purchasing of items while I'm at work. Because that's stuff, like, I'm in and out a whole lot. And so I can, like, search for an item real quick, and then, like, go do my job. And then, you know, sell something to somebody, and then go do my job. Like, all that shit is pretty easy. Oh, shit. So I've got Stormburst. What level I do need? Ah, okay. So I do need to be leveling this, though. Can I boot it up at work? Yeah, I can. I use a VPN just to kind of have it going. Do I play Path of Exile at work? I do when I'm on call and there's nothing going on. But, like, during the day, I basically just broker trades. I can't actually play. I can't focus on it enough to do that. Yeah, exactly. I do all the, like, economic stuff and, like, looking for weird niche items and shit, because I generally play pretty strange builds that are not meta. Okay, those are really expensive. 5 Divine Orbs. I mean, I guess I'm not really gonna be, like, making any other builds, so I can afford that, but I don't know that I'm gonna, like, devote myself to this build, so maybe we'll just say, like, we'll go a little higher than that. How about 8? Still 3 Divines? Fuck me. Okay. That's so much currency. 3.2 Divine Orbs. What's 0.2? 46? Okay. Maybe 7? Alright. Let's straight up 3 divine orbs. I'll take it. 3 of them. So divines are kind of like $100 bills, and chaos are like ones, basically. In terms of like in-game currency. Then I'll sell the one that I've got, so this won't be total loss. Shit, I didn't realize they were that expensive. Beautiful. Thank you, good sir. Thanks, dude. One of these days I'm going to say that to a girl, but I'm pretty sure that there are no girls who actually play this game. It's actually really hilarious if I look at my YouTube like viewer counts for all the old Path of Exile videos that I made before I decided to like be a dad again when I had free time. It's like literally all males, all of them. Dude is fairly gender neutral. I would tend to agree with that. Yep, I agree. A lot of people don't feel that way though. All right, so let's put that on. Boop. And let's see if this makes any sort of difference in my survivability at all. I'm gonna guess that no, it does not. Okay, realistically, I don't need that blight because I'm going to Solar End, Malevolence, Decay Support. I definitely don't need Decay Support. I'll just get rid of that. Oddly enough, I have a Decay build and I don't need the Decay Gem. And then we will put on my newly won Eternal Damnation. Oh, you know what? I need to bless that. Bless you. No, must be more strength. Ah, come on. There we go. That'll work. Okay. So we've got that. I'm almost to the point where I can totally switch my gear around, actually. That is cool. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. I'm going to put all my used stuff up here. So a big weakness of this build is going to be physical damage resistance. So I thought I might get a whole, go Lightning Coil and get a whole bunch of physical converted to elemental damage. But I'm thinking now I might just run Determination for a bunch of armor. That might be a smarter move. And just get armor gear. Which is a little disappointing because I have a whole bunch of bonuses to evasion just from the tree. But I think that might be the smarter play. And then I might have a little bit of Fizz to Ellie conversion. Just because it's smart. Still wearing all my leveling gear. Alright, well let's see what that does to my durability. Probably a lot. Probably a whole lot. Okay, I do need to turn that back on. Yeah, so I'm super excited. I've just kind of skipped using Decay as a gem at all because I'm using the Chalice of Horrors, which this basically has level 17 Decay built into it. So I'm just manually casting Despair on stuff, and I've got damage gems linked in there. So basically this is like a 4-link that I'm just murdering the shit out of everything with. And honestly, I think it looks like it's gonna fall off as a useful tactic, right when I start being able to use the Forbidden Shaco. So that's perfect. Because those guys, see, they take a little bit to pop, but I can still fry them and run by. Yeah, I am definitely excited to see what this build does at maximum capacity. And I might have to buy some 5-ways to level it more, just because I want all those skill points. Like, if I've got the currency to burn, I'm just gonna go full cheese, dude. How nice of you to stand still and let me blight you. This is a very... That's a strange sound effect. Okay, then. Pop. Pop, bitches! None of those guys pop? That's the chances of that are very low. God, it's so satisfying to see the screen vaporize. Love it. Yeah, so for clear right now, I'm using Herald of Ash, linked with a whole bunch of, like, you know, increased damage crap, so that it all spreads and blows up as much as possible. And area of effect. Again, for bigger pops. Yeah, so far, I would definitely recommend this build. It's going really well. The best eats in DC? I do not know. I have only been to DC one time. Or, well, no, that's not true. I've only been to DC 2 times. And, definitely did not have a whole lot of opportunity to venture out and have good shit. I know that DC is very segregated. How much better I am at life when I'm on my meds. That is sort of a generally true statement, right? Or at least if you're medicated appropriately. You're supposed to be better at life when you're on your meds. That's what they're for. That's what they do. But yeah, DC is like very, very heavily segregated. So if you find like an ethnic area, you're probably going to have like the best of that sort of thing available there, right? So I know DC has very good Ethiopian food. I would look that up because I freaking love Ethiopian food. Actually sounds really good right about now. I would hit that. 10 PM when you didn't take your booster. Just tell everybody you're sorry. You're like, sorry, man. I'm not loaded right now. I can't play well. What Ethiopian dish should you try? Chicago has good Ethiopian food? Really? I mean, it's a big enough city. That makes sense. So one of probably this might be a little outside of your comfort zone, but one of my favorite Ethiopian dishes is actually kitfo, which is like seasoned, uncooked ground beef. So if it's a real, like, true Ethiopian place, they grind it fresh, so you don't have to worry about, you know, like, getting sick and dying or anything. And so that's not a huge problem. But it's basically like steak tartare, that is. But yeah, that shit is amazing. They like grind it with like onion, chilies, garlic, salt, pepper, and serve it with injera, which is their spongy kind of room temperature bread. It's delicious, man. That would most certainly give you diarrhea. I think it would give you the opposite of diarrhea, actually. It's just a bunch of meat. Might go to China? That'd be cool. Do you speak any Chinese language? Because I hear it is a very lonely place for people who do not, because most people don't speak any English. From what I understand. Fufu is, yeah, I think that's West African, actually. Are you talking about the, like, weird, kind of, like, sort of, like, halfway between bread and porridge? Can't even think of how to describe that. Woo! Shanghai? Oh, cool. Alright. I would love to travel. I miss that. But traveling with babies, not real fun. You're basically just taking care of a baby in a different place that you paid a lot of money to be at. It's not ideal. But yeah, if you want some Ethiopian food that is, you know, not diarrhea inducing, anything with berbere in it is really good, which is like a real spicy kind of like red dry rub that they use, that ends up as a sauce like after everything's cooked. It's really good. I think they denote that with the word watt, W-O-T. So like K-watt is beef. I think it's like minced beef with berbere in it. 23-hour flight does not sound fun with a baby. No. Fuck, like a 10-minute car ride is not fun with a baby. Yeah, they are not built for travel, man. That's for sure. I don't know how some people do it. There are lots of people who travel with their kids, like little tiny babies, and I just don't understand. Our older kid was actually a pretty good traveler, and it's, you know, still just complicated as fuck because they take so much stuff, man. Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely getting to the point of the game where I need some defensive auras pretty badly. Can't stomach Ethiopian food like you could. It is definitely tough on the gut if you're eating a lot of it, that's for sure. Real spicy, heavy, kind of greasy stuff. But man, it is good. One of my favorite restaurants in town actually serves Ethiopian. It's a husband and wife, and they're both chefs. The husband is Haitian and the wife is Ethiopian, and they both like the menu is both those things: Haitian food and Ethiopian food, and it is so good. Freaking love that place. I haven't been there for a while though. I did all those things. Please give me my skill points. I would greatly appreciate that. I will make them turn into damage. Okay. So which points give me damage? That one does, that one does, that one does. Cool. Oh, we're almost there already. Boop, boop. Oh, and I need to anoint this thingamabob so this actually does something. My amulet. That's the word. Boop. Get in there. Yep. Love it. Take out Chinese food, which is much easier on the stomach. It is? I guess that depends, doesn't it? It depends on what exactly is going on with that Chinese food. Alright, what do I need to anoint that? Doesn't tell me in the game. But it does tell me here. Silver, silver, golden. Perfect, of course. It's super expensive. That's great. Alright. Silver oil. Oh, that's not too bad. Resource not found? Are you fucking kidding me? I literally just searched for this. There we go. We're on string. Asian cuisine doesn't use a lot of wheat or dairy. Fair enough. Lactose and gluten intolerance? Dude, that sucks for you. I'm sorry. My kids have some pretty severe food allergies, so I get that. Let's see, so 30. How much is a gold oil? Gold oil. Really? Is it golden oil? There it is. Lactose intolerant that hasn't stopped me. Oh no. Cockroach Princess be crop dusted like a boss. Uncomfortably as he writhes in pain from his dairy consumption. Alright, golden oil it is. Thank you. Get backed up pretty severely. Gross. Well, that does sound like something that you would want to avoid, doesn't it? Where is Cassia? There you are. Hello. Boop. Spiritual aid. Hey, there goes my damage. I have a lot of it now. Quarry. Alright, I'm gonna go fry. What's his face? Oh, it's the other way. Shit. Wow, that definitely increased my damage a lot. Okay, cool. So it's actually doing what it's supposed to. Imagine that. Oh, I can't wait for Decay to come online, man. That's gonna be so nice. When I was chunkier, didn't pay attention when you were bloated. You lost 50 pounds during the pandemic. Jesus, dude. Why? Just like, were you taking advantage of the time to exercise or what? That's pretty impressive. That's a shitload of weight. I always think about, like, when I haven't been to the gym for a long time, but I, like, whenever I hear about massive weight loss, I think about holding those weights physically while I'm in the gym. Like, oh, that sounds unbelievably terrible. Like, just holding a 25-pound weight in each hand all day long that you can't put down. Took your MCAT and didn't want to be fat anymore. Fair enough. Good a reason as any. I took the MCAT and drank myself into oblivion. Which is basically the exact opposite. Yeah, losing, yeah, like all of these 600-pound life people who lose like 300 plus pounds, that is crazy shit. I mean, that's so much weight that it comes with its own set of problems, right? Like, because then you have all that extra, like, skin and shit hanging out. And I mean, a lot of those people have, like, a solid 100 pounds of skin. I mean, they've got, like, a ton of skin to deal with. And that doesn't really, I mean, it does technically eventually go away, but not, you know, in a functional period of time. Like, that would take years and years and years and years of, you know, dedicated work. So you pretty, like, practically you have to have surgery to get rid of that. And that's a pretty painful surgery, as I understand it. Like, most skin, like, removal things are not very fun. First year in med school, panic disorder, and gained a lot of weight on Lexapro. Fucking Lexapro, man. It does that to people sometimes. It's really interesting that, like, all of the glutides, you know, the, what is it, GLP-1 agonists, are it's like a cure for obesity, almost. It's so weird. You just, like, I mean, it's sort of like a forced starvation diet. Honestly. Is that worth anything? It sure isn't. Perfect. Why did I go back to my stash? I have nothing to do there. Actually, maybe I do.
Take care.
Oh, yeah, I can use my weapons now. Oh. Alright. Sorry. Time for you to go. I'm gonna put on the ball-crushing weapons. Yes, yes. Family Doctor's 3-year program. What now? Family Med residency from 2 to 3? I mean, it's already 3 years here. That makes sense to me, man. Family practice is tough. It's like phantom pain, but with your skin. That doesn't sound like a good time. I do not envy you that. Or anyone that, I should say. Let's see. Link those sockets, please. Alright, so that is a lot of damage, but now I need... What do I need? So I've got Blight there. Oh, I guess this is where I need the Decay, huh? Yeah, well, yeah, why not? We'll see how Stormburst works. How about that? Okay, increased duration. So that can go there. That can go there. We're just gonna put shit in random places. Nope, I don't want Swift Affliction there. I want Void Manipulation there. I want Frostblink there. Temp Chains. Where can Temp Chains go? Shit, I can't remember the links. What are the links for this? Decay, Efficacy, Infused Channeling. Yeah, I'll use Control Destruction instead of that. Okay, and then I need the Stormburst. Which is... there. What was the other green link? Oh, there's not another one. Surprise. Okay. That's good enough. We'll try it. Try it out. All in good fun, eh? All in good fun. Temp Chains. Sure, we'll put Temp Chains there. Literally never use it, but that's alright. Stormburst. Oh, but it doesn't have Decay. I was gonna make a Decay build without Decay. I'm an idiot. Normal Stormburst, Temp Chains. Okay, so which one do I get rid of? Control Destruction, I guess? No. Yeah, probably that. There we go. We'll see how this works. Probably not great, to be honest. Your dad is kind of insane, telling you yesterday how he discovered a way to reliably avoid phantom pain and amputations. Really? Well, that would be remarkable, to say the least. Oh, you know what I just realized? I don't think these dudes are gonna explode because they're not cursed. Interesting. So maybe I need to go back to my, wow, that does do a lot of damage, though. Holy shit. What? Okay. Yeah, maybe I need to go back to my, shield setup for a little bit. Cocktail meds that result in patients without phantom pain post-amputation. Really? Well, that's pretty cool. I'll give him that. Chalice of Horrors. Nope, nope, don't want Stormburst. I do want that. And I do want that. Also want Despair. There's Despair. That's just regular Stormburst. I don't think I really need that leveled. I have a slot for it just in case. Nope. Alright. Well, Wand, you get to hang out there. I guess that's the better one. Yeah, whatever. Oh shit, it'd be late. I should go to sleep. Because I'm gonna get woken up in the middle of the night, as per usual. Alright, well, thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a good night. Glad I made it on. I will be back Wednesday, I think. Barring some terribleness. But I'm Milkman L. I hope you guys enjoyed the talk. Have a great night. Enjoy your week. Happy Monday. Ha 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 ha.